Hi, I'm Tiffany, and this is the Building the Balanced Life podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about gaining clients by focusing on your unique strengths. I want to start with a little bit of a story to explain how this came about and how it's going to help you to build your business and to help you grow your client base and to even earn more money. When I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, my mom was a secretary, and most people had secretaries in any kind of an office. There was a school secretary who handled all the incoming and outgoing phone calls. The classrooms didn't have actual phones. They had like these little buzzer things, and over the PA you'd hear this buzz, buzz, and the teacher would pick up the receiver and would talk to the office, and they had like a switchboard. My mom worked for a large company called NCR, National Cash Register. They still exist. But they were a big company, and all of the executives and even the lower managers, everybody had a secretary. Businesses had secretaries. Every office had a secretary. Starting in the late 90s, early 2000s, I would say I started to see a trend where people would say, I am my own secretary. And now the idea of having a secretary really doesn't exist much. And this is a problem. And let me explain why I'm going into secretaries. I'm not going to be talking about delegation today. I'm going to be talking about a key productivity tip, which is getting beyond the idea that you've got to be good at everything, that you've got to handle all of the stuff, and that you shouldn't allow yourself to have time to work independent of your device. Okay, so with the rise of email, what we saw was people responding to their own questions that people had. When I was growing up, even like I said, in the early 2000s, it was really hard to get a hold of like an executive or some kind of a boss. You had the secretary as a gatekeeper. That person's job was to focus on getting these higher tasks done, meeting with other people. Secretaries didn't just answer phones all day. They were coordinating meetings. They were project managing. They were putting together events. They were pulling all the things together. They were connecting the people. They were handling the calendars. They did a myriad of things that now we each do individually. And here's the problem. People within the offices, ourselves included as self-employed people, we are now answering the emails. We are answering the phone calls. We're responding to the text messages. And we have very, very, very little time to focus on the actual tasks that will cause our clients to get the results that they want and need. We have very little time to work for clients, period, which means we can take on fewer clients, which means we end up charging more money. Where we thought this was a money-saving measure because you eliminate a position, you no longer have the secretary, and so now you can free up all this pay. What really happened is you have one person doing two jobs, and so they split their time between the two jobs. And as someone who is running your own business, you need to allow yourself to take the time to shut off the devices, to close down the emails, to stop the alerts, and focus in on what it is your clients are hiring you to do, the unique thing that you bring. So what is that unique thing? That's what you need to decide and what you need to emphasize when you're developing your business, because you're not going to appeal to everybody. With the story of the secretaries, what I'm trying to convey is we felt like we could do all the things. We could do our job. We could do a secretary's job. We could do the project manager's job. We could do the mail person's job. I mean, everything. There used to be so many different little tasks that were specialized by someone, and they became very good at those specific tasks. And so now what we're doing is we have this sense that we have to be able to do all of it. And so we do many things mediocre instead of a couple things great. Think about when you're building a house. There is no general contractor who himself pours the foundation, does all the wiring, does all the plumbing, does all the painting, the drywalling, the roofing, the coordinating, the permit pulling. Nobody does that. They oversee various people who do each of those things. And people are very highly specialized in those areas. And you can charge premium rates for people who do things really well. If you want to have somebody put in a custom tile shower, it's going to be very different than a peel and stick laminate floor. And you can charge a premium rate, and you can get very good and very efficient where you can charge the same rate or even more than other people, and yet do it faster and better because you're specializing. Anybody who tries to do everything does nothing well. So if you are trying to run your business doing everything, you're not going to do anything well. What you need to do is create some services that you do and find other people to outsource the parts that you don't do. Let me give you an example. So I am an entrepreneur. I specialize in writing curriculum. I specialize in helping people write books, things like that. Let's just focus in on writing because that's an easy one. It's something I've done for more than 2 decades. I am very good at helping people create their outlines, brainstorm, writing their drafts, helping them improve their craft. I cannot proofread. I am not a proofreader. I don't like to format books. I don't like to design covers. I can do it. I'm not amazing, but I can fumble my way through it and accomplish it when necessary. So I focus on doing the things that I do well, and I get to know other people that I trust, and I have them do the parts that they do well. I refer my clients to them. Again, this is not a delegation thing. This is a symbiotic relationship thing. So if your area is social media management, for example, and you are really good at optimizing blog posts, at making something that's very attractive and pulls readers in, if you're really great at creating the perfect graphic for a blog post, or you're really good at putting it under the right headers or headings so that it's discovered readily and it finds more people than their client did initially, that's what you focus on, and you get exceptional at that. You don't worry about doing some of the other things that may be like video editing. Okay? You tell your client, listen, this is what I'm really great at. I can do this part, but I don't do it as well. I would really recommend that you work with someone else to do this, and I'll focus on this. Maybe you like creating the website. Maybe you like putting together all the pieces and working with a designer, or you know how to design the website using the codes, the integrations, all those things. You find what you are specifically good at, and you get exceptional at that, and you talk about that, and you promote that, and you don't worry that you can't be all things to your client. Because your clients in general, the ones that you really will work well with, will be the ones who see the value and the benefit to what you're doing, and they will want to work with you in that area, and they will appreciate that you're helping them be excellent in the other area by sending them to someone else. What they don't like is when you present them with a problem and then expect them to solve it. So that's why you want to find people around you and say, hey, listen, we're building a phenomenal website here. I've got all these headings, I've got these tags, I got the SEO. See, I don't even know the words. It's not my thing. I've got all this stuff so that everybody can find you. However, I am really bad at the video editing part. I can fumble my way through some of it, really basic, but it's not going to have that polish. If you want polish, here's 2 people that I've worked with myself. They edit my videos for me, the thing that you saw on my website that was so great. This person did it. I would be happy to recommend them to you. If not, this is what it'll cost me to do it, and this is kind of the quality that you're going to get. And you let them make the choice. They may have to say, hey, I got to stick with you. I can't afford that right now. Or they say, hey, I really appreciate that. I'm going to work with them on this, and those 2 things together are going to make me look even better. So don't try to be all things to all people. Don't try to create a business where you are afraid that you're going to lose a client if you can't do all the things. Tell your client what it is that you specifically shine and excel at. Point out how that is going to help their business. Show them with real numbers how you're helping them improve their reach, and they will want to stick with you. People want problem solvers. They want excellence. They want authenticity, and that's what you can provide them. That's why you're watching these videos. I don't try to pretend like I'm all things to all people. I know where I'm good and I know where I'm not. And you need to be the same thing when you're working with your clients. So what I would challenge you with this week as you're thinking about building your business or expanding your business, are there places you need to contract your business? Are there projects that you've brought on that are really outside the scope of your expertise? And do you need to have some honest, difficult conversations with clients and say, you know what? I was trying to do this to help you, but I'm really not good at this part. And I feel like you'd be better served in this piece to transition to someone else doing this. And I'll continue to do this and I'll do it great for you. Or, if you're going to be doing that, I really strongly urge you to come with solutions and say, here are 3 names, or here is a name that I can recommend that I personally trust and vouch for, rather than, hey, you might want to go check on this place, especially if you've been working with them for a while. Or if your client is beginning to grow beyond your comfort zone, be honest with them. And if you feel like it's in their best interest for them to move on or move portions of what they're doing out to someone else, do that, and then be really great at the piece that you're keeping. That's what I'm saying. Really know where you're good, really know where you excel, and where you can best serve your clients, because then you will get recommendations from people in those areas. So many people want to be general. You be specific. You be unique. You be great at what you do. Don't try to be the person who's their own secretary, their own postal carrier, their own delivery man, their own graphic designer, their own everything. Instead, you be the solution to the big problem your client has, and you solve it with excellence, and you solve it better than anyone else can or has for them to this point, and then you really shine. So I know that you have probably got a lot of ideas going in your mind. I would love it if you would come over to my Building the Balanced Life page, where I'm going to be sharing even more about this, and I'm so excited. I got something else to tell you. Okay. I've told you guys before about I created the Freelancer by Friday course. It's going really well. I've got some people that are close to graduating now, so yay. If you would like to know more about it, I now have a way you can find out easily. Just go over to my Instagram page, it's Tiffany Coulter, Colter, and just put VA either in a comment on one of my posts, or you could private message that to me. The letters VA, like virtual assistant. And when you do that, you will get a response from me, and you'll be able to find out about the Freelancer by Friday program. And I'm considering doing an affiliate program with it. If that's something that's of interest to you, you'd like to be an affiliate and you'd like to promote the course yourself, let me know that as well in a private message, and I will see if there's enough interest. If there is, I'll start to put something together for that, because I would love to help build other people's businesses. But if you've listened today and you started to think, oof, I kind of messed this up, it's all right. We all have to kind of grow and trim and expand. And, it's kind of like pruning. When you prune a flower, it grows back better. We all fail sometimes. You just need to try to fail forward. I'll see you next time.